Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let's talk about low buy to no buy. While I get my eyes ready. So this year I am on a no buy because I got everything. I'm stocked up. I have more than a lot. Something in my eye. But yeah, I just am on a no buy for the year, trying to be on a no buy because last year was a low buy to no buy. This year I want to make progress on because I experienced new formulas and I got addicted and bought a lot of, of like the brand, and got to know ColourPop a little bit more. Glamlight, I was like, ooh, colorful shadow, that's where I should be at. And then I bought and bought and bought. So this year is gonna be different. I don't want to buy any more makeup with the year of 2022 because I just have way too much. And last year, again, I always go to Marshalls. I go to stores I don't need to go. I go online. I don't need to go online for every, I was on ColourPop's website like almost every day. And then I checked ColourPop on Instagram, Trendmood, everything. And it's not healthy to keep looking online because that's the easy way to buy things. Instead of going to the store, go shopping online because you have your cards and it's just easier to purchase and buy things. I am just not all about gonna spend my money on makeup that I already have, and I'm trying to pan out palettes, and like these two palettes I want to pan out of my collection. I don't really care about this palette. Why did I get this? To try it because everybody else on social media was loving the full size of it, so I got the mini, and it's cute and all. I just don't care. And Urban Decay, I tried out last year. About like 3 palettes, got rid of one at the end of the year, and because I wasn't using them, I'm not gravitating to wear them. I don't care about Urban Decay formula. So I'm glad I got to try like 3 things from them, but no, I'm not gonna keep purchasing something that I don't like a formula. So yeah. And last year I was impulse purchasing as well as the year before that, just impulse. Like I go to Marshalls and looking at different makeup there and be like, oh, it's so cheap, I should get it. No. Just because it's on sale at Marshalls, and just don't get it. It's not worth getting, like literally. So yeah, I do a lot of impulse purchasing, and I'm like, oh, I really want a palette. I want a palette. I want a palette. In my head, it's like, get a palette, get a palette. I know you want a palette. And I have to tell myself no. And then I impulse purchase because you see a palette, even if you want it or not, you should not just buy it just because. And that is me. I am trying to learn. I'm trying to watch every video about no buying, even like clothes and stuff. Like at the end of the year, I might buy a couple makeup, but I want to do good, my current new year. And I want to do good. Like, I don't need all these palettes. If something new comes along and it looks beautiful, don't buy it, because I know I have tons of beautiful, a lot of rainbow palettes. I don't need any more rainbow. It's like, oh, if Glamlight like comes out with a new palette, I just have to say no. So far, I am not caring to get any of their brand new Glamlight palettes, but they are pretty. It's not tempting me. It's just, they come out with so many palettes. Like last year was, I haven't seen so many makeup releases. Plus, years before that, I wasn't really gravitating in looking at new products, just because a lot of things are like high end, and you know, if you buy like a drugstore, they're gonna last you forever anyways, in my collection. But if you have like a few drugstore and high end, products are gonna last. You don't need to keep buying newer and newer products. It's just, you have enough in your collection. You don't need to keep buying. That's with me, like, gotta look at your collection before you even think of purchasing any other palettes or foundations or anything. I went overboard on concealers because I was like, oh, I'm at Marshall's and I want to try this brand, and you know, I'm trying out the Bare Minerals concealer. It's working pretty decently. But yeah, the Snow Bite, I'm not like focusing on. I haven't really looked at the new makeup, and I'm tending not to look at new makeup ever. Like, it's not gravitating to me anymore. Like last year was like, ooh, what's new, what's this? This year I'm like, so far I'm doing good. Like, not looking at new releases, not going on websites. I'm just kind of over buying as of now. But it's still the beginning of the year and I want to do good. Like last year I did good, and then February came. That was Valentine's Day. I got, you know, Mother's Day. I got a palette, and you get makeup on those special occasions, and it's like, those are nice and those should stay strictly on special occasions, but not every month, and not like couple palettes every month. That was getting to the point where that happened, where it was just constantly buying makeup. And it's not good. It's not healthy to keep buying. So I have been pulling out money from my bank, or you know, when you go to Walmart and you purchase something big and they like ask you, do you want to put money out? Yes. Dollar Tree, do you want to put money out? Yes. Because I'm just like slowly pulling money out of my bank so I don't like get that urge. And then I set it somewhere safe and where I know that, you know, I have a good savings going on, and I don't have to like buy anything online. Like this weekend I'm gonna buy a heater and a knife set, because I don't know what happened to all of our steak knives, but that is my goal, is to buy those two things for the house. And that be that. Like, I don't want to purchase unnecessary things anymore. I don't want to buy, like, you really don't need to buy anything. So yeah, I'm just not gonna be buying anything. Not even clothes, I did good on purses last year and shoes. So I don't have a problem with those anymore. Like the year before that, I got like tons of purses, and then when I decluttered the purses at the end of the year, basically, pretty much, I felt good decluttering them because I'm like, oh, I haven't used this in so long. I don't think I want this anymore. And same with clothes. I kind of decluttered, but then I bought a lot of clothes last year, like not a lot, but a few. And I don't want to keep getting myself in trouble pretty much on buying things I really don't need. Because clothes I have plenty of. And as of right now, I just want to use up what I have in my project pants and go from there. Like, I don't need any more makeup. I have plenty of palettes. I have plenty of other makeups, and I'm kind of over buying, you know, that looks pretty, buying makeup. It is tempting. Like, I know, like, when the months go by, you're like, oh, I haven't went here in a while, and then you do go to that store. I'm gonna say like Marshall's because that's a big one that has really good makeup there. And clothes. I like shopping. Like with clothes, I mainly like to shop only clearance clothes because it's just cheaper. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go shopping clearance and see what clearance makeup is, clearance anything. I go there, and then sometimes I'm just skipping over the clearance and going, even though it's still like good price either way, better than like the actual stores. I just like to see what is there, but then I kind of skipped over to looking at clearance for a while, and then it's just horrible. I'm just gonna say it's horrible. Having to say no on yourself, that is like, really, girl, you don't really need to say that. Then you really have a problem when you have to repeat yourself and make sure you don't buy. Like, then you have a problem. It's like, you really don't. That's not normal. Like, you shouldn't have to. So, like, with me last year and the year before that was just it because it was cheap. Even the color story was not my jam. I would buy that, and I was like, why? If I know the color story, it's not me, why would I still buy that, And that's a lot of my problem, is because it was a good price. And I really need to stop doing that. And Marshalls and Ross were my big things of buying makeup, especially Marshalls. I would go there, like, that was my store, was Marshalls. And it's just horrible. Don't go there if you don't need to. Like, I have plenty of clothes. I have plenty of everything, pretty much. And with the stuff I got rid of, don't rebuy something you got, like, oh, I got rid of so many purses. Now I just want to go to the store and get a new purse. No, don't do that. You still have, a good couple purses left. Don't, until something rips or, gets destroyed, don't repurchase just because you got rid of something, Like with palettes, that's what happened to me when I decluttered, like at the beginning of my channel. I slowly decluttered things because I was like, okay, and then you say, okay, I'm good because I decluttered. And then I want this palette because I decluttered. And don't do that. That was me. Like, oh, I decluttered this, or I'm gonna declutter 2 palettes because I bought 1. That's cool and all, but then you're gonna keep buying that, and then you're gonna forget to declutter some. Because you're like, oh, but I really like this palette. Like, throughout last year, I was looking at all my palettes, and the ones that I buy from eBay and subscription and Marshalls, I was like really looking at all my palettes last year, and I was like, why did I get this palette? Like, even the color story was not me. So really think about what you're purchasing and take that in. Just look at your stuff when you're holding it at the store. That's what I do sometimes. Like, do I really need it? And then put it back. Even though it might be in the random spot, sadly. I always think to myself, like, do I actually really need this? No, I don't. So yeah, you don't need, even with new, just because they're new, like, products, something came out. Like, before I had my channel, I didn't care. I'd shop at Dollar Tree. I didn't want to spend over $5 on a palette because I thought that was stupid. I'm like, I'm going to declutter it anyways. And that was me. Like, I always decluttered, freshened up my makeup before I even started a channel. Like, I only had a couple palettes, just dollar store, Dollar Tree. So I'm like, okay, my limit is $5 and go shopping with that $5 on makeup. And some were horrible, and I think they're getting better on their quality. But yeah, just be mindful on what you purchase and go from there, because for me, I'm really not mindful of what I purchase. Like, I bought all these single shadows that are loose powder. Do I wear loose powder stuff? No. Do I want them out of my collection? Yes. Most definitely. Why did I get them? Because they were $1 each. $1 to $2 at the 99-cent store. You don't need to be buying makeup, especially when you have so many other good makeups. And this is before, like, this was like my early on, like maybe before my channel. And still, a couple years later, I still have that product. Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to get some use out of them, but it's not working out as planned because I'm not gravitating to wearing them. So I just feel like decluttering all 3 of these. That's what's left. I had 5. I had like a pink one and a gold one, I believe. And I think it's just time to let them go. That's how I feel about them. Like, something was going on over here, and I don't know what it was. But it's not fun when your eyes get irritated and something's wrong. I always think it's probably the makeup or the brushes. I'm always washing my brushes like once a week. Sometimes I forget to wash brushes, but my eye brushes are always clean. Um, so that is what it's looking like. Fall vibes. Still, yeah, maybe I'll try. I hate the stain on this. But yeah, I'm gonna have to try other ways. See, I don't know how to use liner at all. But I'm trying. I am trying. I kind of want to go in with something shimmery. So yeah, I'll blend it in pretty good. So on this no buy, I don't want to go shopping at all. I'm done. I think all the palettes and formulas I like, I'm gonna keep. I don't want to add anymore. I do have a palette in mind that is a Natasha Denona, that Trio Chrome or something like that. Something like that. I don't know. And that's the only palette that's in my mind. And try a Pat McGrath. That is it. I still have to try that Sigma palette, but I'm like more focused on using my palettes up. See, with these, I see a good dip in this, and that's why I picked this palette, because the Star Wars palette, because Hot Topic shadows are like really, they're easy to hit pan. They literally are. Like, this one is crumbling already. I repressed it. And, you know, that's the one I used today, with this one that I'm not going to touch until the repressed is gone and over with. Man. But yeah, that's what it's looking like, even though some just came out of the pan. Great. And shattered everywhere. So I used this pineapple and this Urban Decay Stone Vibes. Just getting things out of my collection. I want to work on these little minis and that big palette. I still need to work on this Franken palette, pretty much. These are really good. I do enjoy, but I've been mainly wearing like this palette, of course, and a little bit of my Star Wars palette now and then. I don't think I've worn the Star Wars palette yesterday, but I'm wearing it today, and it's like, okay. So I'm trying to upload these videos, but I hate when it takes days to upload. I'm doing good on my project pans, though. As long as I keep using the ones that are in my project pan, I think I'm good. What am I looking for? Mascara. So yeah. So a weird thing happened this morning. There was a car crash, a single car crash. A 19-year-old has died in his car. They don't know what happened, but I'm just like, I've seen that car all the time, and they live around here somewhere, I believe. But goodness. And he was riding a fast car, one of those fast cars that make a lot of sounds. And I'm like, people are saying drugs and like seeing, you know, what happened, but I don't know. They didn't have any updates. Just went over the overpass into like a hill and died. 19 years old. He had like a future ahead. Like, I always think, like, in the future he could have had a family, kids, got married. Like, I always think of that, and then it just cuts short. Don't know what happened. But I'm like, I've seen that car constantly in Maricopa. And people, like, some people with those kind of cars that, like, makes a lot of noise, they like the speed. There was, like, no way to revive him. Like, there's a lot of deaths here, and it's like a death trap living in Maricopa, and people move here constantly. Like, literally, like, almost every day you hear, like, a car crash, a car rolled over, a big semi-truck rolls over. A lot of deaths. You see a lot of crosses everywhere between Maricopa and Casa Grande. Between, you know, all in Maricopa, there's like a lot of crashes going on. And I was in a car accident when I lived in the desert, like, and then a person like died like a month ago where I got a car crash. They blamed it on me. They're like, at first they're like, oh, sorry, my car couldn't stop. And then to the cops, she had her blinker on. And I was like, what? Excuse me, there was no blinker on. First of all, I was in front of you and your car moved. You moved your car in front of mine, T-boned my car. It was a little Chevy Spark. Like, come on. You could have waited 1 second later. I would have been out of your way. But that is what it's looking like. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment to my channel. Kind of talking about a low buy. No buy. A no buy. Just don't impulse purchase. Don't buy because it's on sale. With clothes and purses and other things, like, I'm trying to save up, trying to organize a little bit more. Like, every time when I want, like, this was a good organizing that I just got for my birthday. I want to buy shelves on this wall over here, where between my two windows. I want to buy shelves for my brushes to go on, my sponges. All my plants have this part of my desk at the window. Then I have clutter, like project pan stuff, and I would like to minus brushes and probably put my project pan stuff. I'm probably gonna get 2 to 3 shelves, and they're pretty expensive. They're like $30 a shelf. Like, those were $30, like $10 each for those little ones, or like $30 a pack. I don't know. So there's organizing things. In my mind, I might declutter all 3 of these, but we'll see in the next update if I do decide to keep it or not. Because I am currently working on this blue shade from Maybelline, and I don't know if it's this particularly that's hurting my eye or something, but Maybelline loose powders, singles, loose powders, I don't gravitate to. So that's what I might minus upcoming future in my collection is minusing single eyeshadows, loose single eyeshadows. Want to get down to 0 on single shadows, period. So that would be out of my collection. And yeah, a lot of things up in here that I need to organize and see what I'm gravitating to and what I'm not, and just go from there. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment to my channel. Bye for now.